Good morning and welcome to Bars and Bells. This is Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren.
I'm Ian. And yes, it's Friday. And sometimes on Friday, there's blackouts with this Wi-Fi and the cables coming to our place. So we really do hope that this live broadcast reaches you at home as clear as it can. With that in mind, there might be some changes to how we go forward with our programming. Stay tuned to the newsletter, moves-letter, and link lists coming out soon to stay in touch with the new programs and new ways that we're trying to survive
And improve.
And
survive.
And we should focus on our work because that makes us happy. Today, we're using our body weight to restore and recharge. Take a time, get comfortable on the floor. Lauren's gonna lay on her back. So I'm gonna say, hey, where would she lay it on the ground like a crocodile style? Crocodilio. Get on the floor in a comfortable position, and I'll join you as well. Starting the sessions with our belly breath. Any position works for you, laying prone like Lauren or in a crouch like me. If you're in my position, place a hand on the belly, and if you're on the floor like Lauren, just put attention into that belly button area. As you take a breath in, press that belly into the floor, and as you exhale, pull that belly button away. Repeat one more time, breathing in and out of the nose as you breathe in, filling that belly full, and exhale, creating a bridge or a gap underneath the floor. Repeat one more time, and breath out. Now return to the upper chest here. And I'm going to interrupt for just a second, sorry, because I do see, it was transient. Probably blipped out, I'm sorry about that. From breathing in the belly, we'll breathe into the chest. About a 4-second inhale, lightly press that chest and feel the rib cage expand as you breathe in. And exhale, and just bring that shrink wrap back in. Repeat, breath in that chest, expand through the rib cage, and exhale. And we'll repeat that one more time. Breath in, and exhale. Let's put those two regions together as we take our first breath into the belly. Breathe in. Let's pause. Continue to breathe into the chest this time. And exhale. Repeat 2 more like that with a 4-second belly breath in. Pause for 4 seconds. Feel a light shake. And then breathe into that chest, filling east and west, and exhale. Repeat one more time. Belly breath in. With our hold. And then continue to breathe into that chest. And exhale. Continue to breathe in and out of that nose through today's practice. Fill the belly, fill the lungs, and use your breath to help you restore, recharge, go to sleep, you name it. Adjust that mic.
Just didn't want to breathe on them.
No, the dragon breath is for another class, not this one. Either on the ground or on your chair, let's take a moment and look at those ankles. If you were sitting on your chair, you might cross your leg or just hold your knee. From here, could you point a foot? Then could you dorsiflex on the ankle? And do that one more time each as you point, cramp up that arch, point those toes, and dorsiflex again. Next, wave that foot into the middle, and then wave it out, and that inversion to the center, and eversion away, one more time of each. Last one. Replace that leg to the floor, switch, and the same thing on the other side. From a seated chair, from a standing position for added balance, just start with that dorsiflexed ankle, and then to Lauren's point. And 3s of those, the dorsiflex, avoiding the toe extension, so no elf toes here. You know what your elf toes look like? None of that. Let's go one more time to the point, to the dorsiflex, and then we'll go in to the center, or inverting on the ankle, and everting, pressing away. 2 more of each. into the center, to the outside, and last one. Returning out. Replace that leg to the floor. Repeat. Same ankle moves, but connect those circles. Strength by numbers or strength by positions. Start with that ankle in our dorsiflex position. Rotate to the center and grip onto that tension. Embrace the cramp that could happen underneath the foot, and then take it to the eversion side of the circle. Full circle back around to dorsiflex. Repeat in the other direction just one more time today as we take it to the lateral direction first. Scrape those edges of the circle. Allow your arch to build that tension and cramp. And then return to the dorsiflex position, wiggle the toes, and replace that leg to the floor. Same thing on the other side. Start with that ankle in the dorsiflex position. Turn it to the inside. Keep the toes together. Keep energy shooting out of the tips of the toes as you go from the pointed foot to the eversion shape laterally, all the way back to center in the dorsiflex shape. Then from there, take it to the outside. Scrape those circles going from outside to the pointed foot. And then lastly, continue to keep the toes tight, arches engaged, return the ankle to the dorsiflex, wiggle the toes, and then relax. From that seated position, on the ground or on the chair, or who's with me standing, time to extend on those knees. If you're standing, support on the hamstring. Same thing if you're on the ground. From here, lightly at first, but try to bring your heel to your buttock as you excite that hamstring to flex the knee. From there, control always. Look for nice extension on the knee. Slow and control, pull through the hamstring, and slowly again, get that heel towards the buttock. Repeat 2 more, nice and control on the knee extension. The quads on the top extend the knee. The hamstrings provide strength and support. And then when you bend, the hamstring's the prime mover and the quad is the guard. Repeat 1 more time, nice and control, knee extension, and knee flexion, knee bend. Replace that leg to the floor and repeat the same thing. I'm impressed with my balance today. I haven't fallen over once. Woo, must be all those bars and bells basics. Okay, here we go. Heel to the buttock. Woo, cramp that hamstring. Use the quads on the top of the leg to extend and hold for a second. Nice and control. The quad again is a braking mechanism or guard. The hamstring is the prime mover on the bend. Repeat 2 more. Control always. Chasing that full extension, 180 degrees at the knee. And nice and control, full flexion that your calf could touch your hamstring. 1 more time. Nice and control. Extend. And then bend. And return to the floor. If you're standing or seated, take a second and get on the floor like Lauren. From here, she'll extend both legs out in the front. This is my favorite way to standardize the figure 4 stretch. Figure 4 stretch for that piriformis, the butt, the hip, the blah, blah, blah that your physio, your yoga teacher told you about. This is my favorite way to get into this, is it standardizes the movement and lets you check in honestly with that rotation in the hip. With Lauren's right leg, join us if you can. She's going to drag the heel along the floor, flexing the hip and the knee till a comfortable position, and the foot can then rest on the ground. With the other leg, do the same.
You did it wrong.
Excuse me. That was wrong. Let's reset that. Yes. So we're going to flex the hip. I'm so sorry. So flex the hip, and then we'll do that external rotation here. Now take the straight leg, bend it, and only move it to connect. From this position, we're checking in on the hip level. So from this position as you are, on the ground, hike up that hip. Then pull that hip back down so our belt line is more level. Repeat. Hip hike, hip pull down. Repeat 1 last time, hip hike, and down. Now assemble your hips in a level line in regards to the belt buckle, and take the knee and bring it towards the opposite shoulder. Then reach away from that hip and press that leg away from the body. Pause, check. Did your hips come off level, or are they still nice and level here? Repeat 2 repetitions and build awareness in the hips. When done correctly, the shape will be small. We're not looking to feel that stretch. Rather, we're looking to feel the strength and the stability required through the core to maintain a strong shape in this movement. Repeat 1 more time to open. Repeat 1 more time to close. And unhook the foot on the ankle. Extend the hip and the knee to straight. And also straighten the other leg. Repeat on the other side. Hip flexion first. External rotation next. And then drag the foot along the floor to meet at the knee and foot. First again from here, let's hike the hip and pull the hip low. Hike a hip, pull the hip low. 1 more time. And low. And when we're set up that our hips are level, now we're looking to have stability through the core and the mobility through the hip as you bring the knee towards across the midline. Breathe, check. Are we level? Open up. Did things start to twist? Check in with that. And repeat 2 more repetitions, looking for the strength to feel the nice stretch rather than tugging on your knee and forcing your piriformis somewhere it doesn't want to go. Repeat 1 more time. Stability through the trunk, mobility in the hip. 1 more time as we open up to the side. Return to center. Unhook the foot and return to the ground. Wonderful. Now that you're on the floor, take a second, check in. Let's flip over to all fours, do a really quick wrist warm up. As later today, we'll hope to explore some crawling. We will explore some crawling and our push-up.
Wrist time. Have those knees under your shoulders and your knees under your shoulders. Your knees under your hips and your hands underneath your shoulders. And just grip the floor right now. Find a nice position. Now shrug your shoulders up into your ears and then pull them down into your armpits. Repeat again. Shrug your shoulders up into your ears. Pull them down into armpits. Last time, shrug and pull down. From here, straighten the elbows, trying to bring the elbow pits to facing forward. And then unrotate those to face each other, or even backwards if you can. Rotate them forwards again so that that blood donation lines up with almost your index finger there. And rotate them backwards. And last time, rotate them forward. Now keep them forward and keep those shoulders down. From here, we're going to shift our shoulders over top of our fingers. And then we're going to start rotating to the right. So our shoulders are going to start leading us to the right. And then down around like you're drawing a circle almost with your chest here on the floor. All the way around to that left side. Up, get into that wrist extension. Show shoulders over top of those fingertips. And end up back to center. Let's repeat the other way. Start with those straight elbows. Shoulders go over fingertips. We're going to the left here. All the way around our circle. Feel that weight distribute out through your wrists into the base of the hands. And then across to the right side where our pinky takes the load. Our ring, our middle, our index, we end up at center. We press through those index finger, middle finger, oh my goodness, fingers, and then flick the floor away. First knuckles is the word I was looking for.
Callus line.
Flip that out. From here, 1 more. Fingers face you. Fingertips down, close to your body. Then all fingers, callus line, then palmy. And again, spread those fingers out. Let's do our shrugs here. So shrug your shoulders, pull them out of your ears. Shrug your shoulders, pull them out of your ears. As you do this next shrug and pull down, think about what your low back and core is doing. Are you really tilted and arched, or are you in that neutral place? From here, push those fingers heavy into the floor, sit back, keeping your elbows nice and straight. And then back out of that, shifting forward. Now this time, add a slight bend to your elbows and try to sit back into that. From there, you'll keep sitting back, but your palms will have to peel away from the floor, and then your fingertips will peel away, flicking the floor away, extending your hips, and shaking it out.
Before we get up, let's take a quick second and talk about the hand placement for the push-up.
Push up.
Face me. mirror me. Make it up to you and your body parts, but check in with the following protocol. In the top position of a push-up, place your hands out front with wrists extended, arms wide open. Then, where would you be at the bottom position of your push-up? Elbows can be tight, tight, tight to the body, 15, 20, 30, 45-ish degrees away from the body, but avoid that internal rotation or elevation of the shoulder. So shake that all out. Let's do that one more time, and we'll come back to our push-up later in today's practice. Arms out front, like you're doing your push-up. It might be just outside of the shoulders. Then as you would lower to the floor, elbows, check, check, check. And then core brace, push to full extension, and then shake that out. Modify push-ups as we need from the knees, on the wall, on your chair, on something safe and secure, and build that strength and awareness of the shoulders and the core. From here, let's get up. We're going to gently say hello to our first squat today. In your squat stance of your choice, something here, again, just outside of those hips is a nice place to start. Slowly press the feet into the ground, growing tall. And maybe this is your power pose after a Zoom call. Feel good. Do it for 10 seconds. Root your feet. Cramp your glutes. Brace the core.
Pull your kneecaps up.
And breathe. That's a good cue too. And then just shake that out. Next, pull the heels together, stiffening the knees at the kneecaps, like Lauren said, cramping glutes, and for 5 seconds more, keep pulling those feet together. And then let that relax. Start at the top, and by pulling the heels together, slowly let the knees bend, guided by the adductors of the hamstrings, as we sit towards your low squat. My low, Lauren's low, somewhere in between. But for 10 more seconds here, we just slowly transfer some weight east and west, checking on that dorsiflexion on the ankle. Nice and control. 3, 2. Now press the feet into the ground, extending those hips to stand tall. Let's repeat one more time, pulling ourselves into that low position, getting towards your comfortable low position for your squat. And this time, just add a little bit of rotation. Lauren touched my feet there to make sure my pinky toes were heavy in the ground. Root those feet, small ones like the pinky to big ones like your big toe.
Excuse me.
Press into the ground and stand up tall. Shake that out. I'm going to come close to the camera to do a little head neck. Stay where you are, and here we go with our head neck movements for today. Figure eights. Start with flexion, crown of head high, chin goes to sternum. Slowly scrape the sternum towards looking over your shoulder, and then continue to look at the side wall. And the side wall transitions to the ceiling overhead. And when your chin is back in center over the sternum, flex the head neck, meaning crown of head high, flexion through to center, and then scrape the clavicle the other way. Continue to look up the side wall.
Relax your shoulders.
Up and over to the ceiling. And crown of head high, returning center. Repeat in the other direction, extension first. Pull the chin down to have it actually go up. Then rotate towards that side wall on the left. And then flex the neck as we connect the chin towards the clavicle. Roll across to center. And repeat the other side as we extend first. Chin and face to ceiling. Light rotation over the other shoulder, in this case my right. And then slowly nod down that wall, connecting the chin towards the clavicle. Rotate to center. And finish looking forward. From this tip to that tip, let's go for some silly walks there, Lauren.
Oh, all right. Silly walk number 1. To get our feet warmed up from our heels to our toes, peel your foot off the floor, heel, ball, toe flick. We're going to land toe ball heel for now. Get that nice extension. I even here with that knee straight, feel that stretch or work through the back of the knee. Not too far ahead of you, heel, roll through the foot so that all the balls of your feet land at the same time. Toes come down at the same time. As that's going on, your back foot heel is leaving, balls, flick through those toes, heel. Roll through the front foot as you take off and roll through that back foot, flicking away on each step. Spreading out toes as you're going here, finding some space between them. If you look down for a second, you could see some floor between your toes as you spread them to grip. Let's do 2 more. Try to look up as well though. But have a little peek. Hey toesies. Peek. Last one. Come to center. Last week we did our butt penguin walk, so let's do that again. From here, we stood up nice and tall. We squeezed our glutes. We kept our knees nice and straight. And we extended our hips as we walked, forward on our heels. Hips are underneath us. None of this. Press those hips through for 4, 3, 2, and safe landing. 1 more walk. We'll do the opposite of that and walk on our toes. So before you go anywhere, root yourself to go up tall. Find a balance. Straighten your kneecaps. Squeeze your butts. And now walk from here. Try to keep your knees straight. What does that feel like? Knees straight. Pressing yourself forward with control. No weeble wobble forward. Controlled. Once you get to the end of your room, hold for 3, 2, and then slow descent. Keep your knees straight. 3, 2, soft landing. Shake it out.
Whew. There we go. From the tip of the head to the tip of the toe, we've warmed ourselves up. And so far, I feel actually pretty good. So we hope that you feel the same and can continue with us through more of our body awareness building and core conditioning workouts, including our crawl. Our crawl for today will start by getting ourselves into a hinge position. In the hinge, vertical shins, hips above knees, and then from there, tip forward to all 4s on the ground.
On the ground. Oh.
With all 4s on the floor, lift your left hand and right knee.
Just say opposites.
Opposites. Then press down. Then lift your right hand and the left knee, or the opposite hand and knee, and down. Repeat 1 more time, pressing through the floor, lifting up, and then down, and then 1 more time, and then down. Now together, lift or elevate those knees. Pull the knees off the ground, and for 5 seconds, pull the hands to the knees. 3,
without
2,
moving them.
Stay there. Now press the hands forward and push your feet back for 5. Straight elbows. 3, 2. Repeat 1 more time as you pull into center. The kneecaps are pulling to the elbows. They're not moving, that isometric contraction. And last time, press the hands forward, the knees back, and hold for 3, 2. From there, tilt your tailbone to the ceiling in our elephant crawl or down dog. Lightly extend the knees, making sure we can maintain the lumbar extension. And then from there, walk back up to either your hinge or your fold and extend your hips to tall. We'll come back to that movement, but first, a light movement clock, front and side positions. As Lauren cued in the initial walk, let's pick up or pull up off the floor, extend, and land toe ball heel, scissoring those legs in together. Then press forward to go back and repeat to the lateral direction. Pick up, open the hip, point, toe ball heel, and then press to return center. Alternate to the other side. Pick up, extend, absorb the landing, scissoring in, pressing forward and under, and then open to the side. Watch your surroundings there as we go to the lateral side. Press lateral to return center. 1 more time, each side. Toe ball heel on the land. Press, pick up to the side. Toe ball heel landing. Press away to center. Last time, other side. Toe ball heel on the land. And press, open, toe ball heel, and push. Can you help us progress through that crawl?
To the elephanty?
Yeah.
All right. We'll continue when we elephant or when we crawl really at all to always contralateral crawl, which is that opposite hand and foot. From here, let's forward fold. Change it up. Feet a little narrower. Gently tuck your chin, but then slowly lift your eyes and your chin towards the ceiling. Then pulling it back down towards your sternum. And now start rolling yourself forward. Imagining you're in a telephone booth and your butt is close to the wall, so your head has to stay tight to your body to not hit the other wall. Once you're at the bottom here, maybe you have to add that slight bend in your knees and slowly walk your hands out in front of you. Adjust your feet slightly wider if needed. Right now, have those bent knees, but those tailbone long to the ceiling, meaning a nice flat back or a nice long spine versus curve.
McCurvyson.
So, keeping that tailbone nice and long, gently try to straighten those knees. Either stay, or if you'd like added bonus, opposite hand and foot pick up at the same time, put down. Pick up, put down. As you progress through this elephant crawl, can you keep your heels on the floor the whole time? Obviously, you have to take your foot off the floor when you step, but can you keep that back heel down? Don't force something that shouldn't happen right away. It takes time. Can you keep your knees straight and your heels down for 3, 2, then gently add a slight bend in the knees, walk the hands towards the feet, but curl yourself back up. So unfold yourself one vertebrae at a time, using your core, stacking up, stacking up, stacking up. Head is last. Ha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Clock.
time. Let's go to
What
those back
time is
corners.
it,
The
Mr.
4s
Wolf?
and the 8s, exclusive. Those 4 and 8 corners in the back there. Start by picking up a foot. Open the hip first. Then rotate on that standing leg. Extend. Toe ball heel. Press. Return center. Alternate to the other corner. Pick up the energy off the floor. Open the leg like a sail. Then let it carry you to that new corner. Press and return. Repeat. Open like a sail. Let the wind carry you to that new corner. And then use your power to press back to center. Open. Hips. Add that rotation. Toe ball heel. Press. Return. Last one each side here.
Oh.
Nice and control. Toe ball heel. Press. And last time. Gracious landings, soft landings. And let that little shake happen in between. The other crawl that is a little bit more restrictive based on space is our favorite lizard crawl. Let's get to the floor in our high planks position, queuing up our push-ups nicely, and continue to work on opening those hips in the lizard crawl.
You can also do it stationary.
Yeah. Are you doing it or am I doing it? Hinge. Return to the floor. Walk out to that high planks position. And hands, again, are just outside the shoulders. That's up for some interpretation as well. That's a nice place to start. From here, bend a knee, place a foot near a hand on the floor. If that is a crazy requirement, put your hands on an ottoman or a chair and lift the floor to make it easy. Lift a leg, return to the back. Alternate. Kick a bum, place a leg near the hand, breathe into that, say hello, and return to the back. And adding some tension as we continue. Lift a leg, place near the hand. Now with the front leg, I'm gonna push this way. With the back leg, with the pulled up kneecap, I'm pressing to the back. And then lightly, and then aggressively, I'm gonna pull back into center in that scissor action. And then kick a bum and extend a leg to the back. Repeat, a butt kick, a leg land. Lightly at first, push energy out of the kneecap forward and the heel of the back foot, and then collect that energy back together as we scissor into center, bringing some energy to the groin, and then kick a bum and return. If your endurance is okay, repeat one last time. Maybe we could add a little extra baby push-up in there to have a little deeper stretch. And then a kick of the bum and return to the other side. Perhaps that baby push-up in there. To press. Return to your high plank. Walk your hands to your feet. And then, like Lauren instructed from before, fold back up to stack and stand. Shaking it out. Shaking it out. Lunges. It's lunge time and push-up time.
I'm hungry.
Lunge time, not lunch time.
Lunge time.
Lunge time. So here we are going to set up our lunge. Keep your leg touching the floor. Travel to the back. Trace the floor. Trace the floor. Keep touching the floor. And then just like Lauren did there, get that front shin vertical. Stand up tall, feet underneath. Repeat to the other side. Trace the floor. Keep touching the floor. Touch the floor. Find the place where that front knee, shin can stay vertical. Press to tall. Repeat same thing one more time each side. Trace the floor as we go back into our lunge position. Vertical shin in the front. Press through to tall. Last time other side. Trace that floor. Press back. Extend that back hip to help that shin in the front. And press back to the tall position. Ready to do some push-ups and lunges?
Yes.
Me too. We're going to go slow style on the lunge. Hopefully we can take 5 seconds to get to the floor and then 1 second back up. 3 times per leg. Choose your leg, trace the floor to get into the lunge position. With a vertical shin, hips scissoring in, let's descend for 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Press the front foot forward, the back foot back, stand up, remain in your split stance. Repeat, scissor in, hip extension in the back, hip compression in the front, as we're flexing the front hip, pushing the front back hip forward, and stand up to tall. Last repetition, slow down as we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now as we stand, bring the feet underneath the hips. Stand, and underneath. Repeat on the other side. Trace the floor, straight behind you. Vertical front shin, hip extended in the back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up tall. Repeat. Scissor that energy into center for 4, 3, back butt cheek squeeze, 1, to touch. Press up. And final repetition here. Nice and control. We're pulling ourselves down, keeping that back hip extended to touch.
Baby too.
And then press up and bring the leg underneath. Shake it out.
Shake it out.
I'll take the responsibility for the hip burn today, and I want Lauren, or you to think of Lauren as you feel some upper body strength later today. So take us away in that push-ups.
Push-ups.
Push-up time.
Pick a number, 1 to 5. That's the number of push-ups you're going to do for the next 3 sets, you said? All right. We're going to do our linking push-ups, or our regular, if you will. Hinge. Walk yourself out. Find your push-up position. If that's from your knees, great. If that's from your toes, awesome. Take your number. Remember it. Hit it. From here, nice control down to break 90, pressing back up. Nice control down to that 90, pressing back up. Keeping those hips tucked under and abs braced the whole time. Nice line. I could put a dowel on your back and it would balance the whole time. Nice line from your butt to your head. I've totally lost count. This might actually be number 6. Okay. Then toes tuck, knees lift, walk yourself back up. Unhinge, nice long spine. Extend your hips. Breathe.
It was my little nephew's birthday yesterday, and we like our birthday workouts, doing repetitions for the age of our birthday. So Kelton was turning 10, and he wanted 10 push-ups with Lauren sitting on my back. I successfully got 0, and it was really hard. And what started to happen was my head neck went forward. Keep that chin tuck in, and line yourself up with a dowel, just like Lauren says. Unless she's sitting on your back, because it might not happen that way.
Yeah.
Lunges
Oh, yeah.
to the back. Same thing. This time, let's just do 2. I'm sorry for the diehards out there, but 2 should just be enough. Nice and slow. Step back to the lunge. Scissor this energy in, pulling in on the front, extending through the back as you slowly descend. From there, press to tall, remain in your split stance. Check in. Is your back butt cheek squeezed? Check. If it is, continue to descend for 4, 3, 2, and press to tall and carry through. My mistake on that one. On that carry through, make it part of that movement as you come up and bring the leg underneath. Repeat on the other side. Control to the back, vertical shin in the front, squeeze that back butt cheek, compress it on the front for 3, 2, and press to tall. Repeat one last time. Scissoring in the center, adducting nice and tight for 3, 2, and now press to tall and bring the leg underneath. Push-up time.
Push-up time. Pick your number again. Hopefully it's the same one. Use your hinge to find the floor. Vertical shin, long spine. Walking self back out. Toes or knees, either push-up is great. Tuck your hips. Drop into that plank position. Keep that position as you push up. Push up. Abs are braced. Pressing that floor away each time. Keeping your head in line with your spine and trying to count. Once you're done, pressing the floor away. Come back up via your hinge. Take your time. Nice long spine. Extend your hips through. Shake it out.
From 3 to 2 to the most amazing, technically sound lunge you can ever contrive in a lift here. Let's do it. Trace a leg to the back. We're going so slow here. 10, 9, check in. Things might change. Bring some awareness to those hip holsters as we travel through 5, 4, 3, return to the ground. Press up tall. Carry that leg underneath. Alternate the same thing on the other side. Trace the floor. Extend that back hip. And 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Control down. Press away. Return to center. And shake it out. Final time on that push-up for today.
Nice.
Keep things consistent.
Get your number in your head. Chop. Nice hinge. Slowly walk out. Establish the tension in that top position. Abs, glutes, head. Now go. Keep that tension with you as you press through every push-up. Your body's going up and down as one unit that's in line, not snake-like. Pressing the floor away. Hips are lifting. Take your time. Take an extra second if needed as you extend up to tall.
Today's practice, we'll finish with our hip bar. Open up those hips. We'll do 2 repetitions. The first one on the floor, the second one just slightly off, left and right sides, and always with that wiggle.
Nice.
Grab a bar, grab a balance aid, or for extra challenge, you could do it in the center. From here, flex the hip forward, keeping touching the ground, across the midline. Then set it up with that external rotation as we have our inseam facing to the side. Reach around.
Forward.
That leg to the leg turning to the back. And then flex the hip and bring the leg underneath. Repeat to the back. Extend the hip, tracing that midline, almost crossing the body. Then set up that external rotation to the side. Bring it around into the front. And bring the foot underneath. On the same leg, return to the front with the toe point. Flex the hip off the ground if allowed. And with that external rotation, go from the front to the side. And from the side to the back. Straight legs throughout. Tap the toe down. Flex over the toes and bring it underneath. Repeat last time for this hip to the back. Extension to the knee. Open off the floor. Send that energy forward, pointing toes to the front, to the tap, and extend the hip by dragging underneath. Stability hips, mobility hips. Switch them around. Same thing. We got room here. We're good. So connect that line across the body. Then externally rotating at the hip, showing that inseam forward. Reach out to the side. From the side to the back, take away the daylight between those legs, flex over toes, and bring the leg underneath the hips. Repeat to the back, Extending the hip with a toe point, hips forward, straight knees. Keep the foot on the floor as you reach away from center to the front and underneath. Last movement of today, off the floor as allowed. Flex to open up to the side. Reach out of those hips to grow, to stay tall as we go to the back. Tap down. Held on in announcers jinks. We're pretty good there and underneath. And last time to the back. Toe point. Flex off the ground. Open up out of that hip. Out away from center. Return to the front. Tap.
Tap.
And extend the hip with the foot underneath. Add those front wiggles. Stay loose and stay strong. Thank you very much for following along with today's Restore and Recharge practice. It's Fridays, 9 a.m. we go live, and in the archive after that. As you said at the beginning, there may be some changes to the schedule as per bandwidth restrictions, etc. But we remain passionate about our bars and bells, and together with you, our members, we will stay strong and move on.
One day. Thanks for joining us here today. We'll see you again next week. Questions, comments, chat it up, email us. We love hearing from real people. Have a great day, great weekend. Take care. See you soon.
Goodbye.